It was quite traumatic. It wasn't the beautiful moment that you think will, your last moment with someone is sort of beautiful and you have this lovely conversation, and it really wasn't that.
One memory I'd happily erase for good is... that's an interesting one.
That's a hard one because I feel like you're not supposed to erase any of your memories. Yeah, I hate to be a cliche answer, but I don't think I have an answer to this because kind of all the difficult things I've seen or been through have given me character and perspective, and I'd hate to erase the memory and then also lose everything that came with it.
Pretty traumatic childhood. I witnessed my dad being assaulted and he died when I was 9. So that is probably the one memory I would erase. Hard one because obviously it's built me who I am now today, to be quite resilient, but obviously it's still there. So yeah, that would be the one memory I would probably get to kind of put into one side.
Yeah, I mean, a couple sort of difficult things came to mind, but again, what would happen if I erased that? Where would my life turn out? What would I have missed the opportunity to learn? Yeah, I truly believe that, actually.
Probably more of an embarrassing moment, I have to say. Maybe like one of the first days that I started university here in London, and I just met some new friends for the first time, and we decided to go out one night. And I really got along with these people, and I wanted them to be my friends. And I remember going to the club on this night, and we took the bus, and I was sitting on one of the back seats in the bus, just chatting away, and the bus took a right turn and I came swinging off my seat and I fell onto the people behind me, and I remember everyone laughed at me, and that was super embarrassing.
I feel like the thing is, you don't want to, like, there are so many like bad things that happen, like obviously, and the things you don't want to remember, but you also like never know what you end up learning from any one given like bad event in your life. And so I'm like really nervous about saying, oh, I'd remove this one horrible thing that happened to me, because God knows what I'd end up being had the thing not happened to me, if that makes sense. But I think for the sake of, I should answer the question, I don't want to not answer the question.
And every time I sit on the bus, I sit properly now. But yeah, it just come into my mind every now and again, especially when I sit with my flatmates in the kitchen and I think about when we first met. So.
He spent 6 weeks in hospital, but sadly passed away, and I was a witness to that. So kind of had a whole kind of court thing. I was the main eyewitness. The guy got manslaughter in the end. Wasn't necessarily intending to kind of kill someone. But obviously that trauma has been stuck with me. It's quite a vivid memory. So yeah, that's one thing I would probably shove to the side. But like I said, it's built who I am today. I've done a lot of learning, a lot of kind of processing. I'm obviously still emotional about it, but yeah.
I think COVID, like the initial lockdown, is probably one memory I'd be fairly happy to not think about ever again. Especially sort of the first maybe 9 months of the lockdown in 2020. I was in grade 11 back home in India, and yeah, it was just isolating and odd, and it's like the worst time to be locked up at home with your parents. You're in grade 11, you want to be out and free and all of that, and obviously you can sort of palpably feel the fact that the world is in this kind of crisis mode, and that was before anyone really began to start having answers in terms of what was going on, when it would stop, what we could even do about it.
There's a few things that come to mind, but I would hate to erase that memory and risk not learning, whatever came from it. I would hate to, I don't know, I would hate to sort of mess with fate like that. Like that memory, that experience happened so that I could learn this. And, the fork in the road theory, like if I erase this memory, do I erase the lessons that I learned from it? And that makes me feel like that's more of a risk than just keeping the memory and keeping the lessons, yeah.
And so it pains me. It pains me that, that there are a lot of things that we still do online post-COVID that we don't need to, because I think there are truly immeasurable losses, both in this larger emotional sense of, oh, it's immeasurable, but also genuinely you don't know the kind of things you miss out on because you can't really quantify what you get with sort of in-person mixing and engagement.
It was a lot of growing up at a lot of growing up at a very young age. Obviously, various members of the family dealt with it a different way. My mum kind of shut down, so it was on me to kind of build myself up. So I think from that I gained a lot of resilience, a lot of independence. Probably the biggest thing for me is becoming a father myself, and realising that actually my time is finite, it's not infinite, which I guess as a kid you kind of look up to your parents and you think they're going to be around forever. So that has probably shaped me as a father to be more present for my kids, to invest a bit more time.
I recently lost a grandparent just last week, and I went home to see him in the hospital a couple weeks ago, and it was he was very unwell, very unlike himself. It was quite traumatic. It wasn't the beautiful moment that you think, well, your last moment with someone is sort of beautiful and you have this lovely conversation, and it really wasn't that. Unfortunately, he was sort of too ill, too past the point of that. So that one's in my mind, seeing him in quite a distressed state. I don't think I particularly needed that, but the important thing is I was there. I was able to be there, and I can handle a difficult situation like that. And I think he felt that I was there regardless. So I'm proud of that now on this side of things, that I went back and I saw that.
I'm a little bit more avoidant as an adult than I possibly would be, just in terms of relationship styles and stuff like that. But yeah, it's shaped me. You can't change it, so it's a case of kind of rolling with it and trying to take the positives from it.